Good afternoon. My name is Alonzo Hall, and I'm here to talk to you about one of my whys. So, I am a life insurance agent, and it's very important to me. And as you'll see, I'm sitting here in my backyard, looking at the beautiful sky, reflecting on life. And I reflect back to 2008, 3 days before Mother's Day. And I got shot 5 times.
Where'd you get shot?
I was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I got hit in my shoulder. It grazed my elbow, through my back, my right ear, and grazed my head.
Life altering, huh?
Definitely life altering. I went through a very deep depression. And there was a point where from it I felt like Superman. So I had actually become a little more reckless in the things that I was doing. And it made me realize a couple of things, ironically enough, that I had to grow up and make a decision, because I'm originally from New Haven, Connecticut, and I was living in North Carolina. I had no idea how, if I died, how was my family going to bring my body from North Carolina to Connecticut, or pay for a funeral, or any of that stuff. So, a few years passed by, and I got into the state of New York. I met the love of my life, and I saw a commercial for Aflac, which was an insurance company, and it said, if you like to help people and make money, this is the business for you. So, I suffer from chronic pain because I got shot. My entire shoulder. I will never have full range of motion again. There's a lot of things that happen to you for trying to live the street life. And one of the favorite songs of mine, I'm dating myself here, but 50 Cent said, react like a gangster or die like a gangster for acting. And unfortunately, a lot of young men in our demographic end up having to act gangster because that's what's popular. Unfortunately, the respectable business person or that hardworking everyday man isn't considered cool, and maybe it should be. So again, the why that I started to sell life insurance is because I almost lost my life in front of my mother before Mother's Day. That was a really scary thing. I still have nightmares about it today. I still like when the fireworks are going off. I was point blank range. I literally staring down the barrel of the 9. So I saw when they flashed. The first bullet that hit my shoulder, it felt like a cartoon. It felt like Wile E. Coyote or Bugs Bunny had a sledgehammer, and they came running from miles away and just said, well, bam! It hit me in the shoulder. I didn't even know what happened. I didn't know I was shot. I was like, what happened? And then I looked at the dude, and he's still letting off, and I'm looking at him, and bullet time is real because everything slowed down. And I'm looking at this dude, and I'm like, wait, he's shooting a gun at me. I should probably get out of here. And I literally walked. Not ran, not nothing. Walked away. And my mother came running up towards us, carrying a knife, and they ran. And she was screaming like, oh my goodness. I didn't even know I was shot until my mother was like, oh my God, you're shot. At which point, I then let the adrenaline stop rushing and started screaming bloody murder, telling these dudes, yo, I'm gonna get you, this, that, and the third, just screaming in the air angrily. Then, my brother came out. I got in the back of his Jeep so he could drive me to the hospital. Then, I started to feel my body get cold. My breath started slowing down, and it started getting dark. And I was really cold. And that's all I remember. And then I remember waking up in the hospital, and they cut my clothes off. And then the cop had brown paper bags on my hand asking me if I shot back. And then um, they asked me to give a description of the person who shot me, and I had to give them a description of me. I was like, as a black guy, uh, between my height and weight, wearing clothes. It was dark. I didn't see anything. Um, and it was a really weird situation, but it was one that I lived through. And like I said, I have chronic pain till this day, and it's not something that I would ask anybody else to want to live through. But again, looking at having died, my mother didn't have $1,000, and GoFundMe didn't exist back then. So how was I gonna get buried? How was I gonna save money for the future? So I realized that in the African American community, we're not taught about this. So what I do at ADH Wealth Solutions is I help you to identify and protect your lifestyle from someone who's probably lived a similar lifestyle or knows a lot of the plights that you may have. I also know about being wealthy, and I can help you with that too. So that's a quick synopsis of my story. If you have any questions, I'm glad to answer.